The new Slate node-based material editor helps you easily create and edit complex material networks. You can have access to Slate via the regular material editor. You can still choose not to use Slate if you don't feel it would be an advantage to you and continue using the material editor. But I guarantee that once you will get used to Slate, you will find it faster, more efficient, and versatile. But before I explain you how to work with Slate, I want to show you the improvement we did to the Material and Map browser. You can have access to the Material Map browser directly in the Slate window, as well as if you go into the rendering menu Material Map browser. Let's open it to see the improvements. Here is the new look. We have reorganized into categories all materials and map. The sample slot mimicates the organization of the slot from the material editor. The scene material lists all the material used in your scene along with a small preview. At any time, you can right-click on the category title to have access to the scene material option, such as display icon to either small, medium, or large for a different navigation experience. Then, the Autodesk Material Library category featuring more than 1,200 materials preset to be exchanged with other supporting Autodesk applications. Finally, the Create New Material and Map category. This category is divided between either a new material list or new map list. Depending on what you are looking for, you will refer to either one of these categories. At any time, you can use the search tool and type the title of what you are looking for, and it will point you to the appropriate data you are looking for and tell you under which category it is. But what I find the most convenient is that you can easily customize your material and map browser. By right-clicking, you will have access to the option menu where you can create a new group. In this case, I will call this one My Favorites. I can then drag and drop the materials, the map, or the controller I use more often, allowing me to access them rapidly without looking for them. Also, for a fast visual reference, I can change the color of this group so it stands out even more. You also have options to open multiple material libraries. Basically, you can really customize the material and map browser to your need, allowing you to navigate to exactly what you need for each project. Now that we have customized the material and map browser, let's have a look at the Slate material editor. First, we'll get a material from our scene in the material editor. Here, you can adjust the material setting as usual. When looking for more flexibility, you can then switch to Slate Material Editor for more complex editing such as instancing of the same texture or use of Bezier controller for texture animation. You always have access to the Material and Map browser, which you can also customize from here. You can easily float or dock any window in Slate where you think it's more useful for your own workflow. On the top left corner, you will recognize the icons found on the material editor that allow you to apply the material, display the texture in the viewport, and so on. You also have access to the same menu bar. On the bottom left corner, navigation icons that will help you move in the Slate view space. If you need to create a material from scratch, the basic workflow of Slate is the following. Choose a material from Create New Material category and drag it over the view space. You can zoom and pan using your mouse button or use the navigator window. Double-clicking on the material preview will give you a bigger preview icon. You can also ask for a preview of this material and dock it anywhere. From here, you have access to node-based workflow linking your texture. In this case, a bitmap that I choose from my favorite tab. I can link it to any of the available green channel of my material. I can also do the reverse and start linking a texture from my material. In this case, it will give me access to a sub-menu from which I can choose from where this texture is coming from. Double-clicking on the asset title will give me access to its setting. But the beauty of this node-based workflow is that I can link the same texture to multiple channels, instancing and allowing both channels to update at the same time. Let's create a new view and look at an example where this option comes handy. Working with multiple views will ensure that you have an uncluttered workspace. I will get the glossy wood from my scene. This wood texture also exists on a similar material that have different settings. I am going to load it from my scene material. You can see that both diffuse texture and bump texture are linked to both materials, making sure I am using the same texture data. One of my materials have a glossy finish, where the other one have a matte finish. I do need them both in my scene. If I change the look of this wood, for example, use a darker version of it, it will automatically adjust both texture of my scene at the same time, making sure that both of these materials receive the adjusted texture. This workflow helps you avoid costly mistakes, saving overall time. Using the intuitive schematic Slate framework will help you handle the vast number of material required by today's demanding visualization. There is multiple option workflow and node-based approach to your material editing that you will discover using Slate. You will be able to easily visualize and edit complex material relationships, enabling you to focus on the creative process, improving workflow and productivity.